Yes, guys, hope you're all well and welcome back to a video. This is the start of a new series. So, if you are a complete beginner when it comes to trading, you want to learn the basics, then this series is 100% for you. So, if it is something that you want to stick around for, subscribe if you haven't, because these are going to be uploaded weekly. This video is going to be around what is Forex, what is trading, understanding the basics on how the market works, how do you make money, how does currencies and things like that work. This is what this video is for, and I'm not going to make it long to make it easy for you. So, what is Forex? Forex is actually short for foreign exchange. So, think about it. When you go on holiday, you might give someone £1 and they might give you 140 back in dollars. So, it's just about exchange rates, and that's basically what it is. Throughout the day, these exchange rates go up and down throughout the day, and you are trying to make money on them moves. So, it's just the price of one currency against another. Now, in terms of when the market is open, the market operates 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So on a Sunday evening at 10 p.m., the market opens, and then at 10 p.m. on Friday, the market closes. So after 10 p.m. on a Friday, you can't trade. Saturday, you can't trade. Sunday, you can't trade. And then the market opens at 10 p.m. So if you think about it in terms of how much money is in the market, it is the largest market in the world, and money is going through this in amounts that you can't even comprehend. You're talking trillions of dollars every single day. Now, when it comes to us as traders, we are what we would call retail traders. So, in terms of the volume we do, we're probably doing maybe 5, max 10% of the overall volume in the market is done by everyday people. The other 90 to 95% is done by the banks, hedge funds, and other large financial institutions. So, in the grand scheme of things, if you're a trader, you are very much a small fish in a very, very big ocean. Now, this is just a visual representation of how it works with currency pairs. So, here, $1 is worth 94 cents, for example, with your euros and stuff like that. So it's just basically the price of what a value of one currency is compared to another. And that is how you build up a pair. So a pair looks like this. So this would be the euro versus the pound. Pairs, obviously, there's two of them. So you've got something like pound US dollar, euro against the US dollar, pound against the Japanese yen, pound against the Canadian dollar. So these are the things which make up the market. So a currency pair is just made up of two currencies, and it's the exchange rate between the two. So, for example, if you've got the base currency of the euro and you're going on holiday, but you're from obviously the UK, if euro pound is 114, that means for every £1 that you give, you will get 114 back. And that is basically how to break down a currency pair. So don't overthink what I've just said too much for now, because this is the basics. But for now, currencies are in pairs when it comes to trading. So there's a long list, and we'll go over TradingView in the next video. But for now, just think currency pairs. There are two of them. But how do we make money from this? So when we're trading the market, we are basically seeing, is a currency going to get stronger or weaker? That is literally all we care about when it comes to it. So if we look here, if we want to make money, we need to be going in the direction of the market. Now, the good thing about trading is that you can buy and sell. So it's not like stocks where usually people will buy a stock, hold it, and then sell it. That's not how day trading itself works. You could literally bet on the dollar being strong today, bet on it being weak tomorrow, and make money on both moves. So if you're looking at euro US dollar, if the euro is stronger than the dollar, euro US dollar will rise. Think of it like a tug of war. It's the euro against the dollar when you're trading euro US dollar. If you think the euro is going to be stronger, you would buy it because it's going to go up in value. And if you think the dollar would be stronger, you would sell it because that's going to pull it down. Okay, so if you go back to this example here with the currency pair, basically, if you think the market is going to push up because you think euro is stronger than the pound, for argument's sake, what would happen is you would buy it. If you think the pound, which is the counter currency, is going to be stronger, it would win the tug of war and pull the price down. And that is exactly how currency pairs work when it comes to the movement within the market. Okay, so what actually moves the market? How does it decide to go up, down? And these are things that we need to take into consideration. So your first one is going to be economic data. So this could be data releases for the currencies. So it could be unemployment rates, it could be inflation, it could be interest rates. This is all the kind of things that affect a currency. If the UK is in a really bad spot, inflation is high, interest rates are low because they want people to borrow money, that is bad for the pound. So that means something like a currency pair, pound versus the US dollar, that is then going to drop in value because the US dollar may be stronger than the pound in that scenario. You've got market sentiment. So this is more around rumours, news events, and speculation. So if we're looking at, for example, the situation with Iran and the US, when that was first happening and nothing had actually happened yet, and there was just rumblings and rumours of it happening, the market was very sensitive to that, and therefore it was moving. Now, I personally don't trade market sentiment, so I'm not going to go too much into it because you can't really manage it and there's no prediction. Donald Trump could say tomorrow he is going to do something that no one even considered. That would move the market because the market isn't expecting it. So that's what market sentiment is. You've then got technical events, which are through traders. So trading strategies and people who trade the market, like me and you, will basically find areas on a currency where we think it could get strong or weak. For the market to push up, there needs to be more buyers than sellers. And for the market to push down, there needs to be more sellers than buyers in volume. So I don't know, let's say 1 million people were buying the euro US dollar. If 500,000 were selling it, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to push higher because the people selling it could have larger position sizes. So it's not about the number of people, it's about the volume which is involved in that. So when it comes to trading strategies, sometimes it works in your favor because all the traders have the same level and they can go over it, and that will move the market because money will be taken out of the market, people might take profits and things like that. Your last one is going to be global events. So this could be wars, natural disasters, and global tensions, which ultimately lead to war, let's be honest. This can make investors a bit cautious. So if someone is investing heavily into the market and they think that something is going to happen, instead of investing maybe into a currency like the euro or the pound, they may move their money into the Japanese yen. So the Japanese yen is what we call a safe haven. Okay, so when stuff goes wrong in the world and it's all a bit 50-50, the Japanese yen usually gets a lot of money put into it because it's a safe bet. So does gold. So when anything bad's happening in the world, you will find that the Japanese yen gets stronger, and so does gold. And that's basically all you really need to know regarding that. So moving the market is done by multiple things: news, real life events, traders themselves who are buying, selling at different levels. If there's enough money at that level, it is going to move the market. So if we just recap, if you're looking at a currency pair, you have a base currency and a counter currency. Don't get too caught up on the terminology because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But basically, your currency which is leading, so in this case, euro, if you think it's going to get strong, you would buy. If you think it's going to get weak, you would sell. That is basically what it is. Okay. So when it comes to the trading strategies I personally like to trade the dollar and the Japanese yen. And then when they get to levels, I will trade other currencies off the back end of it. So this is a very basic introduction to how the market works, how it moves, why it moves, and what you need to take into consideration. What I'm going to do in the next video is go over charts, platforms you can use, how to utilize them to the best of your ability, and then start to get a basic understanding of being able to read the charts. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If there's any video ideas you'd like, drop them in the comments below, and I will put the links to the telegrams and stuff in the bio if you do want to join them. So I will see you in the next video, guys.